There's only a handful of vehicles in the entire off-road industry that you can pinpoint as having drastically altered off-road recreation forever. But there's no question when it comes to the side-by-side industry, one of the most important and revolutionary vehicles of all time is the Polaris RZR. Before the RZR, we had utility side-by-sides, and they did their job, but they lacked the excitement we all knew was hiding just underneath the surface. Polaris was the first to recognize the general appeal of a side-by-side designed entirely to play. We've come a long way since that first 50-inch RZR 800. Polaris's side-by-side lineup now includes 15 pure sport models. It's pretty safe to say they have a RZR for everyone. Perhaps one of the most confusing models in Polaris's RZR lineup is the S900. It sits directly alongside the 1000 in both their brochure and on their website, leading many, including myself, to question, what's the point in having a 900 and a 1000 in exactly the same chassis? The truth is, the reality of the RZR S900 makes perfect sense. What throws you off is the name. So let's not worry about the name at this point and focus on what the 900 is made of. Chassis-wise, the 900 is, as I said, identical to the S1000. AA arms up front and in the rear produce 12 and 13 inches of travel respectively, which is more than many performance side-by-sides in classes far above this one. Power steering is not standard on the base 900S, but you do get a set of 2-inch Fox 2.0 Podium X shocks, GBC Dirt Commander tires, and nice-looking 12-inch aluminum rims. All these specs are identical to the 1000. It's out back that one of only two differences between these vehicles can actually be found. The RZR S 900's 875cc double overhead cam twin-cylinder engine produces 75 horsepower. This is the same engine that powered the RZR XP 900 a few years back, and in that configuration it made 88 horsepower. In the S900, it's been detuned to make only 75. And I say only with a heavy dose of sarcasm. 75 horsepower is, I will admit, more power than most sport side-by-side owners could ever use. Bottom end torque with this 900 is excellent. It pulls hard down low, and it'll spin the rear tires whenever you want them to. It never seems to get bogged down when it gets sticky either. Top speed is in the mid to high 60s, so no issues there, and that parallel twin-cylinder exhaust note is throaty and deep. Sounds like a pretty good power package, doesn't it? That's because it is. But all of this goodness still doesn't answer the question, what's the point? Polaris makes a nearly identical RZR 1000 that puts out 100 horsepower. That's 25% more awesome. The answer to this is also the second of the two differences between the 900 and the 1000, the price. Earlier I said it's the 900 on the side of this RZR S that is confusing. It's so close to the 1000 it makes you wonder why bother with both. Then you look at the horsepower and you see that they actually reside in very different performance categories. So, if you ignore the 900 on the side of this vehicle and focus only on horsepower, the S900's position in Polaris's lineup makes infinitely more sense. Then, you walk over and see the hang tag with the MSRP written on it, and things get even more clear. The RZR S1000 retails for 18 grand US, which is by no means cheap, but it is still a pretty good value for the level of performance that you're getting. The S900, on the other hand, retails for a full $3,300 less. That's only 14.7 US. Sure, you're down 25 horsepower and you don't have EPS, but as I said earlier, the day in and day out capabilities of the vehicle don't suffer one bit. For $3,300 less, you get the same chassis, same suspension, same ergonomics, same class-leading handling. You get the same vehicle, just with less power, which, if you're honest with yourself, you may not really need in the first place. If you want EPS and some other goodies, you can get the EPS model for $1,800 more, which is still $1,500 less than the 1000S. Is the 1000 better? Of course, 100 horsepower is always better than 75 horsepower if you're looking for maximum performance, or if you're using the vehicle in an area like, say, the dunes, where wheel speed is everything. But for the rest of us, the RZR S 900 is everything we could possibly need or want for daily riding. It'll bring an equally large smile to the faces of both you and your passengers, and it'll get your heart racing just as easily when you flick it sideways in a corner. Here's my solution to the whole 900 versus 1000 confusion in Polaris's lineup. Just leave the 900 off the side of this vehicle altogether. Simply call it the RZR S. The number isn't what's important here anyway. What is important is just how off the scale the cost to capability and fun ratio is. Because the truth is, it doesn't get much higher. Thanks for watching this segment of Dirt Trax TV. For more great content, make sure you click the links or subscribe to our channel where we're always updating with new content every day throughout the week.